or do you want me looking at you?
Either way, it's June 6, 2013, and if we're at the field house, it must be the 25th annual Chambers, a great show down here. So many business expos have been covered by Hometown Cable and various other media in the year for 25 years. We were just determining that Calvin has probably been here for very close to 20 of them, and I think it's maybe 16 for me. We're pretty darn close. We got to start at the top with the president of Clinton Community College. How are you?
I'm great, Gordy. Nice to be here with you and Calvin and everybody else at the Business Expo.
It's wonderful to be here again. Yeah, I should mention that this is the commemoration of D-Day, the invasion of Normandy on June 6, 1944. Calvin and I were just talking with you about the honor flights. The North Country organization has put together these honor flights for World War II veterans, taking them to the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. They already had one flight on May 18th, I believe it was, and they're having another one on the 8th this weekend. And one of the local airlines has decided to fly them gratis down to Washington, D.C., so it's pretty neat.
That's an amazing thing. You know, Tom Brokaw called that group of people the greatest generation, and he's absolutely right. This is a wonderful thing that we're able to do, and the airline has done to fly them down to the memorial in Washington.
A couple of reasons we're starting with you today. First of all, you're going to make a tour, and then you're out of here to go to another function. You are everywhere.
Well, you know, it's a busy time for all of us, and I think that says a lot about our community. There's a lot of good stuff going on here. So the Business Expo is today. We've got some other educational events going on out of town, and they're all worthwhile. So I'm going to hit this one for an hour or so, and then on to the next one. And there's a lot of good stuff going on here in the Plattsburgh area.
Nobody is more pleased than Calvin and myself to see the wonderful growth at Clinton Community College. Number one, it's the most beautiful spot on the face of God's hunk of mud, right up there on the bluff, right?
It is.
We love to be up there, but I know you've enjoyed your tenure there. What's going on at Clinton?
Well, let's see. You know, you got it right. You could tell why they originally built a resort hotel there, a luxury resort in 1890. That is one of the sweetest spots on the globe, as far as I know. And since the 1960s, it's been operated as Clinton Community College, and we've come a long way, as the saying goes. We've come a long way. Today we have, coming up on 20 academic programs that students can get a degree or a certificate in, and they range from the liberal arts transfer programs. We've got a great transfer articulation with SUNY Plattsburgh and a bunch of other places. And then we've got these career programs that have really taken off: industrial technology, electrical technology, and electronics. We're the only wind energy and turbine technology associate's degree in the state of New York.
I love it.
Yeah. So you know, we're doing what we can. First of all, for the individual students that enroll with us, because an education gets you a lot farther in the world today. But also, by way of doing that, we're really working hard to help the community to thrive and be sustainable for generations to come.
So things are going well. How's enrollment doing?
Enrollment has leveled off a little bit. We hit our highest enrollment ever in the history of the college in 2011.
Really?
And a lot of that had to do with the fact that we were at the height of the Great Recession then. A lot of people were out of work. We trained, or maybe I should say retrained, re-educated more of the displaced workers here in the Plattsburgh area than anybody else, and we're very, very proud that we did that. But fortunately, fortunately for everybody else, many of those people have gotten back to work, partly because they've gotten an education and retooled themselves for a different career. But our enrollment has not exceeded that peak in 2011. We've come down a little bit from then. What I like to say is we're back to the pre-recession enrollment levels.
It's great to have Clinton Community College here as a top North Country resource. Clinton Community Colleges in general are finally stepping into the spotlight. It's great to see that.
Yeah, this is, there's a lot of pressure on community colleges now because so much of what's happening in our economy, they call it onshoring, the idea that these manufacturing jobs that went overseas for a number of years, they're coming back now, and they call that onshoring. And a big part of that is this middle technology group of careers that exist now. Not everybody needs a doctorate, not everybody needs a master's. We need people with those degrees too. But in a lot of our manufacturing industry, a lot of what's going on here in Plattsburgh with the types of companies that are employing big numbers of people here, it's the technology degrees. It's the 2-year degree in computer tech or electronics tech or environmental tech that tend to be the sweet spot. And we're happy to be making a contribution here at Clinton Community College.
We were glad the day you came to town. Stick around for a while, will you?
I sure will, Gordy. I just celebrated my 4th anniversary on June 1st. I couldn't believe it. It sneaked right up on me.
Well, I can't wait to see 8, 10, and then 20.
Thanks, Gordy.
Have a great day,
and thanks, Calvin.
See you later.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Well, our big thanks for John Jablonski for starting our show at the Expo here today. Next in line, Jody Park.
Hello, everyone. I am great. It's another wonderful Expo day.
You keep saying that every year. How many booths? 186?
Yes.
Is that possible?
It seems impossible, but it happens.
You told me you were just talking with Mark Berry, and he said...
Mark Berry remembers being at a chamber board meeting, and they brought up the idea of having a business expo. And
25 years ago.
25 years ago, and a lot of people on the board at the time thought it will never work. They said it's never going to happen. You can only do that in big cities. You'll never get the participation. It'll give the chamber a black eye, on and on and on. Well, a group of people decided we're going to do this anyway. We're going to see if we can make it work. Look what happened.
Here we are, quarter century
later, and it's a huge success every year, and it's just a wonderful representation of what the North Country has to offer.
Jody, this is a pretty good venue up here, isn't it?
It's a great spot. I mean, we're so thankful to SUNY to give us this spot, but to make it available to us, and we really don't have another place like this that we could hold this event and have all of this available to us in one big room.
It's a lot of hard work.
It is a lot of hard work.
I can see you standing here trying to take a deep breath.
We were in a bit of a panic mode yesterday. The booths on their way up from Clifton Park got stuck at a way station and didn't quite make it here on time. So I was in full panic mode thinking I was going to have to start constructing booths out of plywood or something. But they made it here. They got it all set up really quickly, and it all worked out fine.
It's hard for me to imagine, but there might be a viewer out there somewhere who has never seen our coverage of the Business Expo. So explain what it's all about.
The Expo is really an opportunity for any business in the North Country area to come set up a booth and show people what they have to offer. They can showcase their products and services, they can show new products they have, do demonstrations about products they have, or simply just reconnect with their current customers. I mean, a lot of times we're doing business on the phone, we're doing business by computer, but we're not seeing people face to face anymore. And the Expo is truly a face-to-face experience. You get to see everybody here today.
And you have a tremendous cross-section of businesses involved.
We really do. There's everything you can imagine, from the banks and the insurance companies and technology companies to a water park and Rolf's Orchard and Elmore SPCA. There's a little puppy walking around that somebody needs to adopt today.
Oh, is
it's
it
so
really?
Cute. Yeah, a little brown dog. And I think there's kittens in the back too.
Oh my goodness.
And new this year we actually have the Champlain Valley Canine Rescue Search and Rescue Team. So these are the dogs that are trained to go out and find people when they're missing, and they're going to do a little demonstration, and they've got some stuff going on back there as well. So it's kind of interesting.
There are games, and Hometown Cable will be doing we won't be able to cover every booth, 186 booths, let me see.
Better get moving.
At 10 minutes apiece, we could be here until next Thursday afternoon. Jody, I want to thank you so much for all of your hard work for all of these years.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here and letting everybody see this, even if they couldn't make it to be here with us today.
Blue ribbon for you and for the Business Expo.
Thank you.
Have a great day, Jody.
You too.
Well, we had to wait for Jody Parks to make a nice announcement. This place is really buzzing today. The biggest buzz of all is right next to me, Rolla Parker.
That's right, Buzz Lightning.
Right,
that would be me. Yep.
That's you, huh?
Yeah, it's been busy already this morning.
It's amazing.
Good, yeah.
I told Jody it took me 10 minutes to find a place to park without being illegal, and I wouldn't park illegally, So I found a good place to park, and I got a little walk. You got a walk in too, but you were looking for candy bars and cookies.
That was the first thing. I just got back and went everywhere. I was looking for a chocolate chip cookie. Couldn't find any, but they had little bite-sized candy bars, so that I worked my way around.
17 or 18 of
Yep,
those.
I know where the good ones are.
You
Yep,
got it?
absolutely.
Every time I drive by your place in Champlain, I see that you have a pretty good size inventory.
Yeah, in fact, we've had the last 2 months have been tremendous.
Really?
So we're a little bit light, but we've got a good selection of everything.
I
So
saw a few empty spaces on
there's
the way
a couple.
by.
Yep, there's a couple.
That
But
mean-
we've got in, I think we've got 6 of the new 2014 Impalas.
Come on.
Which are
Come
all brand new. I mean, they're beautiful.
They'll
I
be
drove one
lining
down
up.
here today.
Did you really?
Yep, it's awesome.
Park it way away from people not to get a scratch on it?
You know where you wouldn't park illegally?
Yeah.
You walked right by that one, that white one. I'm waiting for him to tell me to move it.
No, they'll never do that.
I'll just blame my son.
So things are going all right for you.
Been good. We're up through May, 36% in new car sales.
That's a
So
good
it's
thing.
it's been tremendous.
I like those good signs.
Yeah, it's been
I always
really
look for
good.
optimism when we come to the Business Expo, no matter how business goes down the tubes. And we've had a few bad years. I come in here and the place exudes optimism, and I kind of like that idea.
Yeah, I think everything's exciting in this building today. And you look around, and I remember 8, 10, 12 years ago when we started giving away flowers.
Yeah.
I was one of the young people. Now I'm one of the old guys. You know, now I'm really looking
We're not one
I'm
of the
looking
young people 8 to 10
I've
years
gone
ago.
over and I've looked at Pine Harbor twice. They've got a booth here. Yeah, it's amazing.
I love it. You got your little spot of paradise up north there at Santa Fe. That's
Yeah,
all right.
that's true.
I'm glad business is good. Ron, it's great
Yep.
to see you again.
Good to see you
Have
and
a
Castine. You
wonderful
know, he's
day.
doing okay.
Sell a few trucks today, will you?
We'll do it. Good. Thank you.
See you later, buddy.
Yep.
I'm crawling, I ain't going before they do.
Gary Douglas from the North Country Chamber. How are you today?
Excellent. How are you today?
I'm just doing great. I just told Calvin and somebody else whom we were interviewing, John Jablonski from Clinton Community College, that no matter how down you feel when you pull in this parking lot, after you find a parking space, this place exudes optimism.
Positivity, absolutely.
Isn't it great to hear, and here we are, to do it again.
This is my 21st year.
I know.
I came to the Chamber 21 years ago. I've been at the same corner every 21 years and always look forward to it. It's always fun. You meet people here, even from the business community, that somehow in your busy life you don't see all year long, but you see them at Business Expo every year.
You know, you get to see changes that you like every year. The Chamber itself has changed in the last 21 years.
A little bit. We've become regional. We serve all of Clinton, Franklin, Essex, Hamilton, and Northern Warren counties now, 4,200 members.
Just the name, North Country.
And North Country Chamber of Commerce, that's evolved from Plattsburgh and Clinton County Chamber of Commerce to now North Country, reflecting our commitment to the entire region.
New words, phrases, programs, and focuses. The Adirondack Coast is everywhere.
Absolutely. I mean, that's our brand and identity for tourism in the region, and it's really working. Our team's doing a great job on that front. The economic development front, we've never been more active, particularly with our role in the Governor's Regional Economic Development Council. 100 million here, 100 million there. Before you know it, we'll start getting some things done around here, and we continue to enjoy working on marketing of Plattsburgh International Airport. And watching that evolve and how far along it's come in just 5 years.
Amazing.
From 0 to 160,000 employments.
Said it would never work.
You and I never said that. Who are they?
Expo would never work.
Whoever they are, they need to get out of the way.
We were kidding Jody about that earlier. Yeah, there were people who said this. No, Business Expo. Who's going to go to it?
Yeah.
It'll
Yeah.
never happen.
Yeah.
So isn't it about time to adopt this regional theme for this area?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the term that people will be used to hearing from me is the need to punch above our weight. If we don't regionalize almost everything and work together collaboratively and support one another, so the Plattsburgh business community is supporting something in Malone, the Malone business community is supporting something in Watertown, the Watertown business community is supporting things in Saranac Lake, that's the way we get things done. If we punch out our weight, we lose every time.
Yeah, this community is growing larger and larger and larger. You and I have sat in a number of rooms where top business people in the region get together, and we have acknowledged the fact that we need this collaboration, this cooperation from the medical center down to the various businesses.
In many ways, the world's moving faster. Everything is more competitive. Times have changed. In almost every way, we either have to go big or go down. And how to go big is another question, and what going big means, whether you're an individual business or a chamber of commerce or an economic development region, but it's true. We're doing the same thing with our health insurance operation. We're combining our health insurance services with 5 other major upstate chambers who have big health insurance operations, because change is on the horizon. We got to pull together and find new ways to collaborate to continue to do just the things we've always done, but more importantly, to do more.
People who are watching this might not be from the North Country. Thank goodness it's on the internet at hometowncablenetwork.com. So they may never have visited Plattsburgh, never have heard of Plattsburgh, but you and I can raise our voices loud enough to be heard around the world. How would people get in touch with you if they want to learn more about the business community?
Well, if they're interested in the area from the perspective of a tourist or a visitor, go to goadirondack.com.
Oh yeah.
And they'll find everything.
Oh yeah.
And it's all bilingual too, which is a reflection of our status as Montreal's U.S. suburb, or an hour from Montreal. If they don't know that, and we have a very distinctive cultural flavor to this area because of our proximity to Quebec, and then to kind of our back door, the Adirondacks behind us as well. But they'll find all of that there. If it's more of a business-related interest or an economic development interest, go to northcountrychamber.com and you'll find everything you need there.
It's amazing. We hope we have opened a few eyes here today. I know you have in the last 21 years. Never been one to sit back and let the world come to you.
Well, 21 more years to go, and we might learn how to do this.
And how many hundreds of thousands of miles have you put on in the process over the last 40 years?
Well, I do about
Paris and who knows where else.
Well, I do about 50,000 miles a year just on my car, so a lot.
It's amazing. Gary, we'll visit some of the 186 booths today. We'll encourage all the people who are here, and we'll thank you for all your hard work.
Okay, go forth and enjoy.
Have a great day, Gary.
Thanks. Take care, Gordy.
It's not that we're adverse to walking around or travel, but we're kind of stuck in the front corner, right near the door.
We're at the number 1 booth now.
Number 1 booth.
Been that way for 25 years.
I love it. Mark Berry, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm here with my daughter this morning. Matthew Burr, my business partner, is going to join me in a little while. And 25 years in a row, we're giving away $250 today. $10 for every year the show's been in existence. And it's just as fun today as it was 25 years ago.
We interviewed Jody a few minutes ago, and she was telling tales about you and about how you said you were in a meeting when they were trying to conceive the idea of putting together a business expo, and there were naysayers.
Yes.
Even 25 years ago, there were naysayers.
The naysayers, I remember like it was yesterday. The naysayers were saying that the city of Plattsburgh was not big enough to sponsor a trade show, that the chamber would get a black eye, that it would never succeed. People did not market that way in the North Country, and they were absolutely wrong. But I will point out the first show was rather modest compared to what you see now, but it certainly flourished over the years.
You've never been one to stand back and let the world spin around you. If you can't get involved in that pirouette, you're having no fun at all.
Well,
and the perfect example, Mark, is the recovery and the restoration and the revitalization of the former Plattsburgh Air Force Base. And you, among all people, with PIDC back in the... I don't think people even today have any idea what that stands for.
Most people don't remember that. And of course, I was there for 2 years as a CEO, but I'm still convinced more than ever that the redevelopment of the Plattsburgh Air Force Base is probably the best example of a military installation that's been redeveloped all across the country. Plattsburgh has a great deal to be proud of.
I tell people that, whether it's true or not.
Oh, it is true. I believe it is.
Every year I believe it is. When I drive around, and I don't know if you have, but I visited other former bases. that are derelict.
Yeah. I don't count the ones that are next to major metropolitan areas that needed another airport. But if you look at similar communities that suffered similar losses, Plattsburgh is above and beyond the rest of them. We're head and shoulders above them. You know, we're representing park marketing. We've got a handful of parcels left. We've got the simulator building left. They're all going to be gone probably within a year or so, and that'll be it. The park will be out of business, and everything will have been sold to redevelop, and that's good to know.
Either I go out there for a meeting, because I write for a couple of magazines for Herb and Mary and the crew, or I just go out to visit people, or I just park the car and walk around and remember what it looked like the first time I drove my old 39 Ford Coupe out there and got it stuck in the sand when I was helping to build the former Plattsburgh Air Force Base. So like you, I've watched this develop over the decades, and I'm pretty proud of this area in which we live, and I know you are.
Well, I reminisce right along with you. I go to the wellness center on the base every 3 or 4 days a week just to swim as part of my therapy. And my memories go way back. When I started in the insurance business, I sold life insurance to GIs.
Oh, yes.
My dad was a civilian employee at the central heating plant. And then, of course, later on, I was the CEO there for 2 years. So when I drive down New York Avenue, the memories just flood my brain. And there was a sad memory back when we shut it down, but there are a lot more happy memories now that it's redeveloped.
It looks good. It looks good. So
fantastic.
I haven't even asked you about CDC.
Well, CDC is slammed. We've been slammed since the beginning of the year, and I can't explain it. We don't sell homes. All we do is
Honesty
commercial.
was never one of your top features, you know.
Well, we have been so busy since the beginning of the year.
Really great.
I think the regional economy, the local economy is ticking up. I hope that it doesn't get ruined by our friends in Albany or Washington. That's about as much editorial as I'll say. But I think, again, because of our Canadian connection, our transportation sector, Novabus, Bombardier, and all the rest of the gang, the possibility of a large aerospace company coming to town, I think locally the optimism is at an all-time high.
Keep saying your prayers in church for that. For that.
Well, I assume you had a direct connection, but I'll pray
God,
anyway.
I try so hard. I mean, we've been there. We've all been in the same room. We've preached that from that same lectern so many times. It might happen. I mean, I keep looking for these glimmers of hope, and so do you.
Well, it's not dead yet. Let's put it that way. That's about all I can say. But we're pleased to be Laurentian's real estate advisor. You'll know what I know when we all read it in the papers. But I'm optimistic. I really am.
You've always been optimistic, and so have I. But you have to put your money where your mouth is, and you have to get out there and do something when you have an idea. And you're a do-something kind of guy, Mark. I want to congratulate you for that all these years.
Thank you. I have a good team. I've been propped up by my business partner, Matt Boyer, and my daughter, Alexandra, is with us today. She's increasing as I'm decreasing because of health issues. I don't really work much anymore. I just shuffle papers. But CDC is going to continue, and it's going to flourish because of Matt Boyer and my daughter, I'm sure.
I love it. Mark, thanks so much for all
Thank
you do.
you, guys. You
Have
wouldn't be a show
day.
without you.
See you later.
Take care. Thanks, Calvin.
Well, here we are at the Development Corporation. Joanne Knowlton, how are you?
Oh, very well, thanks.
We spend a lot of time talking off camera. I wish we could include all those outtakes. We probably wouldn't be on the air very long if we did that, though. How are you, really?
Yep, no, we're doing very well. Glad to be here at the Expo today.
Get over here closer. Who's your partner today?
We are so lucky this summer to have Sandra Olds be joining us. Sandra is a senior at Castleton in Vermont and will graduate this December. She's majoring in communications with a concentration in press relations.
That's why she's talking so much, right? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
She's also a world-class runner.
Yeah.
You just won a 5K.
Yep.
What was that?
The Frankie Garrow 5K fun run in Shazy this past weekend.
Have you been running a long time?
Yes.
I know you played sports.
Yep.
You're not playing sports in college, are you?
I'm playing soccer, indoor soccer.
Of course you are. You can't be from Shazy and not play soccer.
Yep, that's what I hear.
But you know what's terrific? She has a real interest in video production, and she's with us. You just started 2 or 3 weeks ago, and staying through end of August, and we're working on 2 new segments of our Made in Clinton County series that we're sponsoring with Mountain Lake PBS. And so Sandra's had a chance to go on site surveys, and tomorrow actually going to be we're going to be filming on site and then in studio in a roundtable discussion with B3CG, and Sandra will be able to observe.
Yes. Wonderful experience.
Yeah.
You know, I since moving back to the area to work in the media in 1961, I've always been interested in things that were made in Clinton County. And there are a lot of things that were made and are made in Clinton County now that people don't know about.
Right. That's just, well, we did the series for two reasons. Number one, because we realized that people in the community are not aware of the successful businesses that are in their own backyard. But
They drive by them every day and have no clue.
right. But also, as we all know, it's sort of marketing 101, that the best way to sell our region is to promote the companies that are here and are successful. I mean, we can talk about how wonderful we are, but when you can see, example after example of successful companies that are here, there's no better advertising.
You know, it pleases me to have had contact with a lot of those small and large companies over the years. We've mentioned the names of some of the big ones here today. But on television, it's great to give them all a shot once in a while.
Yes.
I write for the local Strictly Business magazine, so I get to associate with some of the small and large businessmen on a regular basis. It is amazing. You drive by that big building every day, you have no idea what's inside.
Right.
So the Development Corporation has been a big player in bringing so many new businesses to this area, and you enjoy it.
Yes, I do. I moved here from New York about 3.5 years ago, and I too. And Sandra, who's from Shazy, she didn't know the companies that are here.
No idea.
And as she said too, after the first site tour that she did, she said, "I'll never look at another one, an industrial park, in the same way, because you can only imagine where before you just drive by. Now she's like, I can only imagine what's inside."
I drive by these little country roads that were so peaceful and quiet when I first came here. Now it's industrial complexes up and down the highways. Those little cow paths are now 4 and 6 lane highways. I love it especially when I see the growth that's happened year after year, and we're not about to stop now.
No, that's for sure.
Only getting bigger.
So you like this idea of things made in Clinton County? What's it called again?
It's called Made in Clinton
Made in
County.
Clinton County. Perfect. And it'll be ongoing, you hope, for a long time?
Yes, we hope so. We've really enjoyed participating, and we find that the companies that we're highlighting are then using the piece after it airs in a variety of different ways, whether it's Schluter's using their piece. They show it at the start of every training program that they do on site, and then they can take it around to the Rotary groups. And so it has a lot of legs, which is nice too, and it's nice that they can continue to find ways to
So we want to see your face on camera every time.
Okay, I'll try.
It's nice to see both of you.
Thanks for stopping by. Always nice to
Have
see you.
a great day at the Expo.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Magnify your savings with Prime Link.
Yes,
Where are you going?
You want to get in the
Yes, you're already in it, so you might as well.
Let us take the mystery out of your telecommunications budget.
I love it. Vicki, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I forgot your name now. I've known you through so many transformations over the years.
I don't know if I should be angry about that, Gordy. No.
I've known you for at least.
Oh, it's marketing.
It is marketing. Okay.
Yes, it is.
When I first met you, were you at Meadowbrook or
No,
the mall?
I think when you first met me, I was at the mall. I was the marketing director at Champlain Center.
Can you believe that?
Years ago.
Years and years ago, and every time I go to Meadowbrook, I think of you.
Yes.
And my daughter Sharon worked there at one time, so you've tried a few things. Have you finally found a home here or not?
I think I have found a home. Well, I've always done marketing. I've just done marketing in a variety of settings, from retail to healthcare to telecommunications. And technology is definitely a fun field because it's always changing. So you have to keep learning.
Who are you?
I am Denise Ryder.
Hi, Denise.
How are you?
I'm just doing great. You got an easy chair, but nobody can sit and take a nap in it. It's too busy here.
No, but we're doing pictures to go along with our Sherlock Holmes theme.
Oh, is
today.
that? So I was going to ask you, what's it all about? You might as well tell me.
Yeah, so today we're doing our theme is we have kind of a little Sherlock Holmes theme. That's what the chair and everything is for and the props. And we're taking pictures for our PrimeLink Facebook page. And the reason we are doing Sherlock Holmes is because we have a number of things going on, but we're doing Let Us Take the Mystery Out of Your Telecommunications Budget. And we're giving away, we have little magnifying glasses, so let us magnify your savings with PrimeLink.
It works. It works.
And we're having fun while we're doing it.
Always thinking. Was this your idea?
Yeah, well, yes. I have to come up with something creative to make this fun every year.
It is good.
And then we have them interactive.
Yes, because we're also having participants play an I Spy game. Around the Expo, we have 10 PrimeLink logos hidden in other people's display booths.
Oh.
So they go around with their sheet. They have to find the other 10 PrimeLink logos.
What a smart idea.
She's good.
Way to go, Beck.
Bring us back your sheets, and then we're going to give away a Kindle Fire HD this afternoon.
Oh, really?
Yep, we're going to be drawing for that later this afternoon.
Those are nice.
Yes.
I might have to break down and buy one someday.
So while you're walking around, you need to look for PrimeLink logos.
Yeah, sure. After lunch, maybe after lunch. So it goes well, huh?
It does.
You're happy with your job here and with
Oh,
PrimeLink?
absolutely. We have a great company to work for, great people to be around.
Certainly become a real force here in the North Country, hasn't it? That's great.
We are, and we're growing. I mean, so we're excited because things continue to change, and we continue to get, bigger, but still not so big that we haven't forgot about our customers and our customer service and being like at things like this today are what we really love to do. Denise and I do anyway. Yes, we do.
And I still think you ought to keep the hats.
Yeah, I think so. I think this should be a regular part of
Tell
our...
them I said so.
We will.
Have a great day, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks for talking with us.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Rosemary Button,
Hi, how are you?
newly appointed Senior Vice President
Yes.
for Northern Insurance.
Yes.
Ed
Davis.
How are you?
Good.
It's a team effort, isn't it?
It's always a team effort at Northern Insuring. We work together very well.
So what's new?
What's new? There's lots going on at Northern Insuring. We've got some new staff on board. We've got a lot of energy, lots of different things happening. The world is changing in insurance every day, and we make sure that our staff's on top of that.
I told Jody we'd try to compete with her. She's been doing this for a long time. This is a pretty successful expo so far.
It is. We've seen a lot of people coming through the building. It seems that they're at capacity, so it's always nice to see business turnout in this area.
Ed, I don't think we've ever met before. Where you're from?
I am originally from Messina.
Me too.
You are.
Messina Center.
Oh, that's close enough. Yeah, my dad grew up on Messina Center.
Come on.
John Davis. He went by Wilbur. Wilbur's his first name, but
Well, you guys are so much younger than
he's
I am.
74.
Really?
Yeah.
I got to beat by a couple of years. He might have lived down there when I lived there from. Here we go. This is so important to talk about this during the Business
Right.
Expo. I lived there from about 1943 until maybe 1951.
Okay. Because he was born in 39, so yeah, I mean.
Could be. If he
Could
lived
be.
in town, I probably knew him.
Well, you probably know
Together.
Pat Gollinger.
Of course.
That's his that was his half brother. Pat Gollinger, and yeah.
Yes, I knew everybody.
Yep, I guess so.
always know everybody, Gordy.
It is a small world, so what brought you to Plattsburgh?
Actually, there was an opportunity at Northern. I was hired right out of college for Northern Insuring.
No kidding.
Yeah, right out of college. They offered me the job before I even graduated, so I finished school, went to work. I was out of the Messina office for almost 5 years. Then the opportunity came up to move to Plattsburgh, which I jumped on, and
I've been here ever since. I've been here over 17 years.
It's a good ride, huh?
It's been a great ride.
How long have you been here?
24.
Come on, almost
24
as old
years.
as the Expo.
Yeah, almost. Very close.
She was only 6 months old when she came here.
I love you.
The insurance business is changing. This whole area is changing so much. Hopefully for the better.
It is. There's a lot of things going on, and the insurance world is always, always probably at the forefront of that. I focus on the benefits world, but in the benefits world right now, the biggest change is healthcare reform and the Affordable Care Act and what that's doing, for businesses. There's positives and there's sides that employers really aren't in favor of because there's more requirements. There's going to be, some penalties coming up, lots of different things, but you need to be staying on top of those things, and that's what we try to do at Northern. We make sure our staff has the education they need and the training they need to be on top of the insurance world.
Does your head hurt with all that training? I mean, so much education.
You know what it is though? It's exciting to come to work every day because it always changes. You're always learning. I need that. I don't.
We all need it.
Yeah, it's mind stimulation, but it's also paying attention to. It really lets us see what's going on in the community too, because if we're growing, you have some construction operations going on. If it's stagnant, it's not good for any community. Now we're starting to see some growth, starting to see some reaching out, and I think it's always positive to see growth in the community with new businesses coming in, and it's really exciting right now.
That's great. I'm so glad. Hey, he gets a bonus for that.
He does.
That's a very, very good speech. I like that.
Well,
That's why I told you I needed my cohort.
I love it. You guys are the best. Say hello to everybody I know over there. And
We
I
will do
know
that.
everybody over there. And have a wonderful day at the Expo.
Thanks, we appreciate
See you
it.
later, Ed. Bye-bye. I like success stories.
Me too.
We're here with Chad Poirier. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Now, this wonderful sign for Rennie's Repair and Hardware, that wasn't a relative of yours who made that sign, was it?
Well, I could give her a free plug here, I guess.
I think you ought to,
Yeah.
especially since she's your sister.
That's right.
She knows stuff about you.
That's right. Yeah, she made all our signs here and banners. Came out real nice, I think. She made our brochures and cards and stuff, and she did a nice job.
Now, you're located in Chazy. What's the address?
It's 9592 Route 9.
When I say success story, I'm not kidding. It's a wonderful story. Tell me how it all started with you.
Well, way back, my father started the business, and we've just kept growing and growing every year. And we owe a lot of our success to key employees, good employees, and just trying to do our best.
Hard work.
Hard work. A lot of hours, hard work.
You got to get up early to figure out what you're going to do
That's
today.
right. That's right.
Who you can make happy, and
Yep.
try not to displease too many people.
That's right.
So what's the business all about?
Well, we do a lot of heating work. In the years past, our heating work has been primary, but in the last few years, air condition has really taken over. I mean, air condition has been booming.
Could it be global warming? Could it be?
Yeah.
It's amazing. We're doing this on the 6th. Is today the 6th of June? Yes, today is the 6th
it
of
is.
June, D-Day. And we've already had some 92-degree
Yep.
weather.
Yep. And I'll tell you, those 92-degree days, the phone really starts ringing.
Does it really?
Oh, yeah.
Are you busy?
Very busy.
Did you sweat?
Yeah, we were sweating. Yeah.
I was sweating outside
Yeah.
the garden. It's amazing, isn't
Yep,
it?
it is amazing.
So air conditioning's picking up. What else?
Very good. We're doing a lot of water treatment.
Really?
Water treatment has been big in the last couple of years. People just had enough of dealing with their bad water. And there's several methods of attack for that.
Really?
Depending on what kind of water, hardness, iron, sulfur.
The old days, people didn't think about it. You pump the water into a glass and you drank it.
You drank it, that's right.
Nowadays, you start looking at black stuff in
That's
your
right.
pipes and getting your water tested. And
Yep.
every town and municipality is
Yep.
different. So what's the biggest seller in water treatment?
Softeners.
Really?
Yep. And a lot.
Whole house system?
Whole house systems, water softening.
nowadays the new appliances are much more touchy, more finicky. So water quality is important to these new washers and faucets and water heaters and heating systems. So treatment's a big deal. Makes your equipment last longer.
That's great.
So it's a big deal.
So how many employees do you have?
11.
Do you really?
Yep, 11.
Wow.
Yeah.
Its business is growing.
Business is growing. We try to do it at a slow pace and just keep taking it one step at a time.
You know, it's great to call your friend, and I love success stories like yours, because I know how hard it is to establish a business like that.
It is. That by all means hasn't been a cakewalk, that's for sure.
Did you buy the building?
Yes.
Did you?
Yep.
So there's other businesses connected, right?
Yep. We've got Up North Barbecue and the Shazy Redemption in the front half of our building.
Give them all a shot, right?
Sure. Give them a little plug. And we've taken over the second half of the building as a little hardware store. JP Signs, that's right. My sister's in there.
Oh,
can't forget her.
We got to talk about her on both ends of
That's
the
right.
interview, right? She made the bags too, right?
She sure did. Yep.
That's wonderful.
Yep, she made our bags. She's been a key part. I mean, advertising and promotional stuff is a big deal.
Yeah, marketing.
Marketing, you know.
Today without marketing, your idea goes right in the pooper.
That's right. This is our first year here at the Business Expo. And, for being early in the day here, it's been very busy.
It involved just making contact, smiling,
yep,
glad-handing a lot of people, handing out a few pens and things.
We've already, my service manager Ed here has already booked several appointments.
Come on.
Yep.
That is the name of the game.
Yep.
Get the pad and pencil out.
Yeah, he brought a schedule book right with him, and we've booked, I think, 3 or 4.
So, when I said success story, I wasn't kidding.
Yeah.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy, Chad.
Well, thanks a lot.
Have a great day.
I appreciate you guys stopping by.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day, and have fun at the Expo.
Thank you.
Jonathan Beach, you'll never live that down, you know,
I know.
with the dog.
I know.
We're interviewing and the dog is chewing towards the sound cord. Calvin's shaking his head as if to say, what happened? I heard everything. How are you, doctor?
Very good, thank you.
Tell us a little bit about what's cooking with what you're doing here.
Urgent care is expanding like crazy, as usual. We continue with our diabetes center, continue with primary care, trying to get as many patients in as possible. We're still accepting new patients. I'm trying to add on some more providers to keep up with the need. Our asthma allergy center is busy and bustling every day, especially this time of year.
Yes, we're scraping the pollen off our back porch.
Absolutely. We're actually going to be opening doors in the next 2 to 3 weeks with a new observation unit, 2 new education rooms, and a few more treatment areas.
No kidding.
We're adding about another 2,000 square feet. So
that's good.
Hopefully be able to serve all the needs.
Did you anticipate all this in the beginning, or is it just happening?
More just happening.
No kidding.
I prayed for it, and it's really been wonderful.
Wow.
A lot of demand out there.
Isn't that good?
I'm not complaining.
Well, you're going to have to double your staff.
It is. I just need to clone myself.
You think that might happen?
No.
I don't know why, but when you said that, I just remember a science article I saw the other day where they found a mastodon with liquid blood in it.
Oh, wow.
So if they can do that with mastodons, we'll get started on Dr. Jonathan
There
Beach.
we go.
So you've already told me that the future is bright.
Things are looking good. In the meantime, I'm going to run a campaign this year.
Oh, that's right, too.
Yes. On my spare time.
In the northern tier.
The northern tier is keeping me busy. But things are looking very good up there, happy to say.
Whatever made you decide to do that?
Something totally different. I wanted to give back to the community. Thought what better way than to get involved with the legislature and work with those folks. And it's really been a very rewarding experience.
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to know just about everybody in the legislature for the last 50-some odd years since I moved to town here. And I always congratulate people who take the time and the energy and the money and the wherewithal to get involved in local politics.
A lot of work.
Sometimes it ain't fun.
No.
Doctor.
It's a lot more work than we would imagine.
Yeah.
Not quite as bad as I thought it was going to be, but still quite a bit of work.
Well, you'll find out as time approaches, right? Well, good luck with the urgent care and everything you do. It's always great to see you.
It's a pleasure being here. It's good to see you folks.
We'll pet the dog on the way by your father, okay? See you later.
Have
Doc.
a great day, guys.
Bye. All right, before we push the on button, we're telling ghost stories. That's okay too. I love it. Who are you?
I'm Jody Carpenter.
Hi, Jody.
Hello.
What's going on?
What's going on? Well, we're at Business Expo today.
I know it. Don't you love it? Don't you love it?
Yeah, so today, You First Federal Credit Union, we have lots of good information here today. We're running a special on an auto loan, either used or new for 1.99 as low as. We also have a new type of product. It's called Fun in the Sun. Whether you're trying to maybe go on a vacation that you don't have enough money for and you really want to go on a vacation, we can do a small loan for that. Or if you're trying to send your son or daughter to a camp, sometimes those camps can be very expensive and it's hard to find funding for that. So we'll do a loan for a year so you can pay it off monthly and not have to come up with that big
Never heard
sum.
of that idea at all. Why not?
Why not? Why not?
This is a very competitive business, isn't it?
It is, and it's nice to know that we are local, we deal with local people, decisions are made locally, and that's what's more important to us.
Well, tell me about your history with this organization.
Sure. Well, we are You First Federal Credit Union. We were SUNY Plattsburgh Federal Credit Union. We've been established since 1971. We've been associated with the college. We also have other companies that have merged into our credit union. We just had Northern Corridor Federal Credit Union merged in our credit union a couple years ago. So now we're up to about 6,500 members that we have, and we have offices in Plattsburgh and in Ross's Point, and we also still have a satellite office on campus at Plattsburgh State.
Do you really?
Yes, we do, in the college bookstore. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So we never forget about our history.
So it's been around for a while.
It's been around for a while.
Just
yes.
changed its name a little bit through the years.
Yeah.
How many names has it had?
Just two.
Just two?
Just two. Yes, actually, it's a funny story, actually, if you want to hear about it.
Of course I do.
When I became director of marketing, the first thing I had to do, my first assignment, was to rename the credit union.
Oh boy.
We knew that we were in the basement of Hawkins Hall, and that's a historical building. We weren't allowed to put any signage up. So our board of directors decided that we needed to have an office built out off campus to be able to have more community members join our credit union. Because we were getting people coming in saying, I want to join your credit union, I don't know where you are. So my first job was renaming the credit union, and what I wanted to encompass was our past, what we're current in now, and our future. And we were actually coming out of my family was coming out of a soccer tournament, and I was living, breathing, eating this name change, and we had a lot of good brainstorming sessions, and just wasn't coming up with that name that really stuck with me. And it wasn't until that home ride home where I wanted a nice short name and something easy for people to remember and for it to mean something. So he said, why don't you use the U in university? And I go, you first. So that's the name of the credit union. So then we went forward. That's all right. We went forward and
those are called aha moments.
Yeah, they are. So the U stands for university, and you, the member, we put you first.
I love it.
So that's what it is.
You should get a stipend of at least $50,000 a year just for the name.
Well, my husband says he wants a plaque in the lobby, but I said no. Let your wife take this credit, please.
Well, I think you're doing very well.
Well, thank you.
And it's fun to be here, isn't it?
It is.
This Expo, people stopping by.
Well, here is the place to be today. If you're in business today, you should be here.
Yeah, well,
this is the
Calvin
local.
and I got here right around 10 o'clock, and the parking lot was almost full by that time. So.
Yeah, it's a good place to be here today.
Thanks so much for saying hello to us. Good luck with the business.
Yes, well, thank
See
you.
Later.
Stop by when you can.
I will.
Called now already. We got so many.
Glenn Gillespie, Clinton County Fair. How are you, my friend?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I just told Calvin my camper came out of the fairgrounds just as perfect as it went in.
It's better to keep it inside during the winter. You never know what the storms are going to come in or whatever.
I could not believe it. I got home one day and you weren't there. Somebody called and said, you want to get it today? I said, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Boats and classic cars and motorhomes.
We have over 300 pieces, yeah. Over 300.
Good business for the fair, isn't it?
On a rainy day during the fair, this helps save our behind sometimes, with that stuff.
You know, a lot of people don't remember that or even think about it. How many every year? How many units?
Over 300.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, over 300 units in there, from motorcycles to motor homes to cars to lawnmowers, everything. Oh yeah, people bring in lawnmowers too.
Tractors and lawnmowers?
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of stuff.
I saw a lot of stuff there, and I've been, I used to keep my camper in a farmer's barn.
Yeah.
And he was very nice and he charged me very little money.
Right.
And it cost me nothing for the bird poop
I hear you.
and for the little mice crawling.
Oh yeah, well that can happen anywhere though. Still,
I know, but
I don't guarantee nothing there either.
But it's been great.
Yes,
That's just one tiny little facet of the Clinton County Fair.
That is.
We got a nice booth here today.
Yes, thank you.
What do you got going on at the booth? Games?
Well, we have a game. They get the bullseye. They can get a concert ticket. They can get a mega pass. They can get day passes, season passes. Just come down and try to get that bullseye.
So what's going on at the fair this year?
Oh, we're going to start off Tuesday night. We got a group of three brothers from Canada, and they're called High Valley. I saw them in the Rochester Convention with all the fairs, and they had the number one Rising Award in Canada.
Oh, no kidding.
And they've done that for the last couple of years. Now they're trying to break into the States. They've been in Nashville. And like I said, when I heard these three boys, I said they got to come to the fair. And I talked to them. Yes, they are going to come. And they're actually from the Amish group up there. And they worked in the fields for many years with their parents. And now they're going into the country music business. So it's a free concert. It's a free concert. So and that's opening day at the fair, which is only $4 to get in. Free concert, free fireworks, free parking, free carnival rides from 12 to 1. So where can you go for $4 and get all that? With local attainment, we got bands playing all day long.
I mean, Glenn Gillespie's not a really deeply religious guy, but boy, is he on his knees a lot at fair time praying that it doesn't rain.
Oh yeah. Everybody says it rains during the Clinton County Fair, and last year was pretty nice. We had a nice hot week there, so it's changing. It's changing. The Lord is helping us.
Yeah. Well, there have been some tough times.
Oh,
think about it.
I've been there with the tough times. I remember it rained so hard that one day we had to have tow trucks come in and get people out of the parking lot, and it was just so bad. But since then, we've tiled all the parking lots, so the rain goes down pretty good now. We don't have that trouble anymore.
Really. Clinton County Agricultural Fair has been around for long before you and I ever breathed our first breath on this earth.
Yep.
So it's tradition.
Oh, yeah.
These county fairs are very, very important to the community.
The agricultural part of it alone, let people see how their food is, where it comes from, and how it's grown, and the Chamber of Commerce has been very good in promoting that for us. They have their own building now with wine tasting, cheese tasting, maple syrup, all that stuff. Yeah, they really helped us out a lot with that too. And all our
last year we were lucky enough to become part of the first annual Clinton County Fair Bluegrass Festival, Calvin and me.
We had such a good time.
We had a blast. So what's on top for this year?
It's back again, only it's going to be 2 weeks earlier. It's on September 12th through the 15th. And we're starting a day earlier with bands and stuff. They're going to start right on Thursday with bands and stuff. And of course, the Gibson Brothers are going to be our headliner again this year. And we have so many different groups coming in. So many different groups. It's going to be a lot of fun again. Hopefully warmer. It was a little bit cool. But Bluegrasser says that doesn't bother us at all. We'll have a good time.
We have been to so many bluegrass festivals and venues. We went to Alberta, Vermont.
Oh yes.
Year after year. I thought they were going back this year, and we were going to offer a little competition, but it doesn't look like it.
I heard that, so I don't know. It's too bad. Yeah, because like I was talking to Bluegrass, they don't care if one is in Vermont 1 week and ours is the next week. They'd all follow anyway. They don't really care. So I was hoping they would. People love it up there too.
Bluegrass lovers are some of the most rabid fans in the world, and they'll go anywhere.
Oh, and that's what they told me.
Park in any muddy field in St. Lawrence County and different places in Vermont and Canada.
Yeah.
And they're real groupies, aren't they?
Oh, they are, and I've had a lot of them. Of course, we offer them all hookups, electric, water, sewer, and they all love that, and they really enjoy it. Everybody's called, and they wanted to leave deposits last year, and we've got a big calling already started, so I'm expecting a bigger year than last year.
As we're recording this, it's June 6th, 2013. Generally, these programs don't air for a while once we've recorded them, but a very special event is coming up right around my birthday on that fairgrounds, on that oval. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, the fair will start on July 16th. I don't know when your birthday is, but it's got to be
15th.
On the 15th. Okay, the 16th. And like I say, this year we're trying something a little different for opening day. It's going to be called Half Price Day.
Yeah.
It's going to be $4 to get in. Like I just was telling you, it's going to be free parking, free carnival rides from 12 to 1, free grandstand to watch these High Valley boys. and free fireworks. Dr. Joe is going to be our fireworks guy this year.
Again,
Well, we
he
had
really got into that.
Yeah,
didn't
he loves that, so everybody's been requesting
I
him.
remember
So we're
when
gonna
he
give
and
him-
his wife first came to town and we did radio programs on how to crack backs, and I learned all those special words that they had and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Now you've got a cancer walk coming up too, right?
Yeah, that's coming up next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend, and that's a big event also. We just had CVPH have their big annual fundraiser there last Saturday.
They did.
There was 630 people in our cattle barn.
Come on.
630 in the cattle barn.
And this Relay for Life is
That's even
one
bigger.
of the best and biggest in New York State, and
I think she told me she made over 100,000 on that that weekend. I think so. Yeah.
We, of course, our family's very much involved, having had a couple of kids surviving cancer in the last 2 or 3 years.
I think everybody in this area
So the
has
Relay
that.
for Life is so important, and there's nothing more impressive than seeing those luminaries, as they call them.
I know that.
The bags with the candles, the names on them, all the way around.
All the way around the track. Yep.
Oh, gosh.
No, it's a very good event. Good event. So yeah, no, it's busy. And then on Wednesday night we have an old favorite, Lori Morgan, is coming
my
in.
goodness, come on.
And the phone hasn't stopped ringing for her tickets. I wasn't expecting that, you know. And she's coming in on Wednesday night, and then Thursday night we have a new and upcoming artist, country artist, Greg Bates. Last year we had Hunter Hayes last year, and he's just gone crazy now. You can't even touch him. I wanted to get him back. I couldn't get him back. And this kid is the same way. He had a beautiful hit last year, and we're hoping he draws a nice big crowd also. He's on his way up. He sings a lot of songs like George Strait's songs. He likes a lot of that kind of stuff.
Demolition Derby this year?
And then we have the Street Legal Truck Pull on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
The Adirondack Tractor Pull on Saturday, and then 2 Demolition Derbies on Sundays. So 2 of them, yeah. So
you could never not have the Demolition Derby.
that's what our little, they're asking questions around here today.
Oh, yeah.
So my answer, I said, what's the biggest draw at the Clinton County Fair? Demolition Derby.
Every year after year after year.
Yeah, I have to stop letting people come in. There's so many that want to go
Isn't
in.
it great?
Oh, I have. It is great. Yeah.
So it's going to be a good year.
I sent them out to the track. They can watch it from the pit pass. I never turn anybody away.
Glenn, you're the man.
I try.
Keep strumming that guitar and singing. Huh?
I'll do that too.
Have a great day, Glenn.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye. Well, I smelled beer, so we had to stop. Holly Mercurio, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
We have watched, of course, I was at a news conference when the germ of an idea came for starting a place called Comfort Inn in Plattsburgh. So we've watched it all happen. We've done many television shows there in the rooms when they've been kind enough to allow us to use the facility. We were there when the horrible fire occurred a few years ago. We didn't know what to do. And now, like the phoenix coming from the ashes, the place has grown. It's open again.
It is, finally.
And a new fitness center.
Right,
You've
Eclipse
been
Fitness.
involved with those guys for how long? 20?
Like 21 or 22 years.
Is that possible?
Yes.
Now, we were in there doing a tour while the place was being built. But I haven't been upstairs since. It's really nice now, huh?
Yes, it's twice the gym that it was in the beginning.
What's it called?
It's called Eclipse Fitness and Spa.
Eclipse.
Right, yep.
Okay.
And we have quite a bit of new equipment too. We have a full line of our new rocket hoist equipment, which is located in our downstairs area of the gym.
Really?
Yes, and it's basically set up for people if they want to come in and do like a quick circuit, like a total body workout. It would take probably about 45 minutes or so, and there's also a line of cardio equipment down there. And then upstairs we have a full line of hammer strength equipment, which is all plate loaded, the Cybex VR2, and another series of cardio equipment. We have like a total of 45 pieces of cardio equipment, so that there's not a lot of people waiting in line, and you don't have to sign up for anything. And people are usually pretty good and courteous about, staying on for a minimum amount of time so that somebody else can use it.
So this is all your baby.
Well, not all mine, but I have worked there for a while. I feel like it's mine.
Did you have any say in the design of the place? When they were rebuilding it?
We had like a team of people that worked on it where we all kind of gave some ideas and whatnot, and we all worked pretty well together. But Mr. Miron, my boss, is pretty creative, and he gets, I think, most of the credit
He's
for the
an amazing
building.
guy. He watches me put my fork in my mouth at his Perkins restaurant every Sunday morning, and he comes over to chat, and I've seen him and known him through good times and bad times for a long, long time.
Yeah,
That's
we've
where we're
been through a lot of
thrilled that he and Jimmy are
bad times.
stuck with it, rebuilt the place.
It's definitely a lot of
Has
work.
the reaction to the eclipse been good?
Oh yes, we've done rather well with the membership, that's for sure. But
I had no idea you were going to be here today. I'm so thrilled you are.
Yeah.
Plattsburgh Brewing Company.
Yep.
They're back to brewing the microbrew, huh?
yes, we have an awesome brewmaster, and we have basically just all those craft beers now that. Then we don't have a lot of the domestic beers anymore because most of the people that come in there drink the craft beers, and they seem to really like them.
Well, I'm so glad they saved a lot of the equipment. They did.
Pretty
really.
much.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
And it looks awesome up there. Everybody should go and try some beer and then go work out.
So do you spend all your time in the gym?
A majority of it, yes, I do.
Do you really? 5 days a week?
Yeah, 4 or 5 days a week. Have to stay in shape if I'm going to work there.
How did you get chosen to run the booth here at the Business Expo today?
Well, I'm actually running it with Kara Miron, and she's the manager of our gym, and she's just gone to look around at some of the other booths.
Saw me coming and said, okay, you do it.
Yeah.
You know what? You're terrific.
Well, thank you.
Thanks so much for everything.
You're welcome.
Say hi to Terry for us.
Well, hello, Terry.
And have a wonderful day.
Okay, and you too.
See you later, kiddo.
Thank you.
We would be remiss if we didn't spend some time at the booths connected with the CVPH Medical Center.
Of course you would be.
Calvin and I and Hometown Cable in our little corner have a rich history connected with CVPH.
Oh, wonderful.
I served on the foundation for many, many, many years.
Super.
Still on the disbursement committee, so I get emails quite often every day to make decisions on how to disperse the funds. But we watched this medical center grow from the days when it wasn't CVPH Medical Center, it was just Physicians Hospital. And of course I was there when the two facilities merged a long time ago, and we've done quite a few shows, historical shows, Calvin and I, and touring the old parts of the building. And
that's actually where we're located. We're located on the old side, the main building.
I love it. Maria Hayes, I'm so pleased to meet you.
Same here.
How did you get moved into this position to do this show here?
Well, I've been doing women's health for 30, 40 years in nursing.
Really?
All over, promoting women's health. Here we are promoting at CVPH about a year ago. We opened up an outpatient lactation clinic. And the clinic is there to help moms who are breastfeeding. If they have any concerns or problems, there's a place for them to go. And we also provide breastfeeding classes and childbirth education classes for all the moms in Plattsburgh or in the surrounding areas. So we're open to anyone who wants to come up.
You know, I see these programs wax and wane over the years. You know, in times past, nursing was the way to go. Mothers breastfed their babies. The babies were healthier. All the reasons you know. And then all of a sudden the world got crazy and they got away from it. But
now it's back.
The push is on.
Absolutely.
And it's a good thing.
Absolutely, because why? It also helps reduce pediatric obesity. With moms breastfeed, we know those babies don't have that tendency to become obese for the majority of them. And to say it's the healthiest way to go is, it is the healthiest way to go. For babies, it's mom. Just alone the fact of the bonding and the closeness that the mom and baby have are phenomenal as well.
A million factors.
Absolutely.
If you're pregnant or planning to get involved with a family, you better check it out.
That's right.
You better learn what you can.
Absolutely, and that's what we're here for. We're here to help educate. But we also want to move forward in not only the patients that we care for in the hospital, but also promote businesses to allow their nursing moms to have a private place that they can go and pump and have their breast milk ready for their babies when they get home.
I love it.
I love it too.
Maria, I detect an accent other than Clinton County.
Yep, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. All right, not Stuyvesant. Where?
Flatbush.
Flatbush is even better.
So, yep. The Red Hook area. That's where I'm.
Of course I do.
Yep.
And you've been in the North Country for how long now?
Well, quite honestly, we were here. My husband is born and raised here in Crown Point, Boat and Landing.
Yeah.
He was in the military. We left and actually spent 30 years in Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh my goodness.
And 5 years ago, we came back home.
Isn't it amazing?
It is.
We love it when people come back.
Oh, we come back home. That's right. And I have loved it ever since, we've reconnected with the family. It's just wonderful. And my daughter's moved up here with her kids.
Oh, she has?
Yep.
That's the way it ought to be.
Mm-hmm. And they are absolutely enjoying the North Country.
I think it's great that CVPH has had several booths.
We have about 4 or 5 booths here. We're promoting rehab, healthy heart, the foundation.
Isn't that great?
It is great. Like you said, CVPH has been here and it's been a huge mainstay in this part of the area and will continue to grow and do that.
A lot of people would not know what the inside of the medical center looks like unless they had a sickness, unless they had a friend in the hospital.
Right.
So it really pleases Calvin and I to have done a large number of television programs there. As new things open up, as new equipment opens up, and as new programs begin,
that's right.
Calvin and I have always been right there. So we have
You have been.
I don't know how many, Calvin, have you ever counted? No, I mean, it's a lot of programs in there.
It is.
Countless programs. I love that.
But it's all about helping to educate the community and try to get our community to be healthier.
And I should mention while we're here, Maria, that this program, Our Little Corner, and the shows that Calvin does all the time are on the local cable systems, but they're also on the internet. HometownCableNetwork.com.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Never a day goes by when somebody doesn't call me or contact me on Facebook or email saying, how can I find such and such a program? And I direct them to the internet.
Please.
They can noodle through. It's fairly easy to find your way once you get on there to look for Hometown Cable and Our Little Corner. And when you go back over the last 16 years that I've done it, and the shows that Calvin has done since the early 1980s, it's really a lot of the history of the North Country is involved.
That's
People
great.
and places and things.
That's right. That's what it's all about.
And guess what? Now you're part of it.
All right. I like
love
that.
it. Maria, thanks
I love
so
it.
much
Thank
for chatting
you.
with us.
Oh, thank you.
Good luck with your program.
Thank you very much.
See you later.
You take care.
Marcia DeSorsi, CV Tech, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Oh, I'm just doing great.
Yeah.
Calvin and I have spent some time at CV Tech over the years. I know a lot of people who've attended, a lot of people who teach there, and a lot of the administrators.
Yes.
And you've done a few things over there since you started.
Yes.
Like what?
Well, I've been with CVS for 23 years in special education, and now the past year and a half I've been working with adults and now the CV Tech programs. So as a social worker and service coordinator for the students.
No kidding.
Yeah. So
what does that entail?
Well, it's supporting all the CV Tech programs that go on, the technical and educational programs, and supporting the students who may need special ed support in terms of completing the coursework, and also work-based learning, helping all the students that are in the programs get out to work sites for internships, which could be paid or unpaid, or job shadowing, working with the businesses to get into the field that they're studying.
Been there so many times. I love to go over, and I write ghost stories, so I love to go over and tell stories to the kids, talk to the teachers, and we've done television shows, and I've done many radio shows there too. So I think about it every time when I drive by and drive down the turnpike in Plattsburgh, and it's got a rich history in this area.
Yes.
So you're going to work in that capacity for the rest of this year?
With CV Tech, yes, and then as a student service coordinator, and then I'll be moving into staying with CV Tech, working with some new programs that we're having, starting some new job target programs, a culinary arts and a automotive service in Plattsburgh, and in Mineville, a carpentry program.
Oh, no kidding.
New programs for students that may not be able to get a Regents diploma, and there's been so many changes in New York State with local diplomas will no longer exist, so we're creating new programs that will fit the new credentialing that the state has created. So there's 2 new programs, and we'll be.
So who's going to do the culinary arts program?
Well, we're going to be hiring a teacher, a CV Tech teacher, and a special education teacher. It's going to be a model of working special education and regular ed together.
And so the students will be coming from the districts, morning and afternoon, just like the traditional CV Tech programs, but it'll be geared towards students that maybe not be able to meet the rigor of a Regents diploma, which is, so it's all new. It's all starting in September. So I'll be working with that as a social worker connected to that program, those programs.
I write monthly articles for Strictly Food for Thought magazine published by the Northeast Group.
Yes.
And that's a possible
Right, that's
subject.
wonderful.
If it's
Yes.
just getting started,
It's just getting started.
with your permission, I'll pass the word.
And we have the flyer here for the 2 new programs. Yes.
It's in the pocket.
It's wonderful. Yes. So all the all the programs that CV Tech has are very diverse and dynamic, and a lot of students go on to college, and others just are ready to go right into the workforce. And then we have all the adult programs as well, some evening courses, and so it's a very dynamic. I've learned a lot in a few months, and we service a lot of districts and a lot of the communities. So, we just want to keep getting the word out.
You did good. She said,
Thank
don't
you.
ask me any hard questions. You did great.
Well, I've learned a lot. I mean, I've been around for a long time, but being in the new programming has really opened my eyes to all the services that BOCES has, CVS has.
Well, I'm sure if people have questions, they could find out how to contact CV Tech online or in person.
Yes, you just go on to the cvs.org website, and then that'll show you the CV Tech program specifically, all the online training. There's a lot of online courses now available, and then also the special education programs, the adult programs, so they can go online and start there and find all the different services.
We're delighted to have them here in our midst, and especially thrilled to have you.
Thank you.
On television today. Marsha, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Good luck
Thank
in
you.
the future.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye-bye. And you should have a handshake made.
Look where we are now. How are you, Chris?
I'm good. How are you?
How are you? It's Shauna, right?
Yes.
D'Angelo?
I'm good. Yes.
Wow.
How are you, Mr. Little?
I'm absolutely terrific. But it's not Mr. Not in my neighborhood. So what's going on with the fire department these days?
Oh, well, we've got, our services out on display here at the Business Expo once again. The different things we provide, services.
I remember when you were thinking about doing this.
Okay.
That's when? How many years
About
ago?
5 years ago now.
Is it really 5 years? And you went along with it?
Yes.
She doesn't sound too enthusiastic. How's it doing though?
It's doing very well. We've come a long way from when we started 5 years ago. We started just in a little 6x12 enclosed trailer in our driveway.
I remember you saying that.
And now we have 3,000 square foot of showroom and shop.
Are you really?
Right here in the city of Plattsburgh. We have a couple employees working
where
for
is
us. 7 Lorraine Street. Yep, down by the post office. So we've been there for a few years now, and have quite a bit of equipment in stock and can do quite a bit of services right there.
There must have been a need for this.
There was a need, yes.
You did some research before you began. I remember you looking at this idea for a long time.
That is correct. Everyone who needs this service was relying on out-of-state companies to come in and do this work, so we thought we could do just as good of a job at a better price and provide a very casual local feel to it, and we've had a lot of success.
You've done it. It's all your fault. We know who really counts.
Not really.
In this.
No.
Tell me what it involves.
Well, we have quite a few different things. Our business was established selling fire equipment to fire departments.
Yep.
Like you see here. Everything, we like to say everything but the truck. So we have all the tools, all the equipment.
Oh, you might get trucks after a while too. You never know.
We've talked about that, but we're not quite ready yet.
No.
And then we acquired a company out of Peru called Adirondack Fire Extinguishers
Yes.
a few years ago. A gentleman named Ken Broya had worked that company for 20 years. He was ready to retire, so we purchased his business, got into the fire extinguisher business, and it's been very good for us. That's our dominant service that we provide. It really is. We see a lot of customers every month. See them once a year and take care of all their needs, whether it's new equipment or servicing stuff they've used, or if they've expanded their business, things like that. And then we just continue to grow as the needs arise. Fire suppression has been a big thing for us. Kitchens, a lot of new construction in the area. We've been involved putting the new fire suppression in the kitchens, whether
kidding.
from Butcher Block,
See, I
Dominic's.
wouldn't even think about that part of it.
Yeah, it's something people don't think about, and then they don't know where to find it. So we've been very lucky with people finding us on Google searches or in the phone book, and we come in and we handle the project start to finish, and people have been very happy.
Were you involved in the new construction at Butcher Block?
I was. We were hired by Butcher Block when they did the expansion. They had a 24-foot hood in their new kitchen.
Yeah.
And we put the complete system in from design to installation.
There you go. Stuff that happens behind the scenes that you don't think about.
Sure. Yep.
I was in there to write an article about them for a magazine that didn't even talk about that aspect of it. I'm going to go chew them out right after I leave this. That was a good... Huh?
Was it Kevin that you
Oh,
spoke
yes,
to?
of course.
Yeah.
What a neat guy and a hard-working guy.
And Kevin's a good manager, and he had got several prices on that work from out-of-town companies, and we were the best price, and he was very satisfied.
It's a nice room. It really is. People don't realize it when they drive by because it just adds on to the architecture there until you start getting out in the parking lot and say, whoa!
It's beautiful. It's a nice facility to have in the area.
Yeah, that's really wonderful. So what else is on the horizon for you guys?
Moving forward, we're just working on our marketing, trying to get the word out to people that don't know.
That's the name of the game, isn't it?
It is. That's why we're here
you're standing here at this very moment.
That's exactly right. We've got some good service technicians working for us now, so it's increased our presence in the field. We've purchased some new vehicles, and things just keep going for us day to day. Just keep moving along.
People interested can call you or stop in at Lorraine Street?
Best thing is to give us a call or send us an email. You can find us at www.lakecityfireequipment.com. I don't encourage you to stop
I remember when they first decided to call it the Lake City, and I was on the radio, and I said on the radio, what a terrible idea. Guess what?
It's stuck.
It caught on, didn't it? Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Clyde Rabineau may never forgive me for that.
When we were starting this business, a few of my buddies and I were sitting around having coffee, thinking of ideas, and that was the best one that came out that morning, and it's stuck ever since. So
Really incredible. There's that word again, serendipity. I use all the time. By chance, things come together. Well, you guys are great, and I like your idea, and I hope you make a lot of money this year.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
You can sell a few things before you leave here today, if you don't mind.
Well, we're trying.
Set up a few jobs.
Hopefully.
Get the pencil going.
We're working on it.
I like it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Calvin.
Hours and a half. Well, I'll tell you what. It's been so much fun for me and for Calvin Castine to be here at the 25th Annual Business Expo here at the Plattsburgh State SUNY Plattsburgh Fieldhouse. We've enjoyed the conversations. We've enjoyed meeting new friends and talking to people that we've known for a long, long time. It's great to see an encouraging word every now and again with so much negativity about everything from one end of the nation and one end of the world to the other. It's so much fun to come up here every year to see the optimism that exudes from this building and to talk to the people in the chamber and all the other local business people who never give up. These are the hardest working people I've ever seen in the whole wide world. So it is a great pleasure for us to be here again, these many years to cover another business expo. Thanks to the North Country Chamber of Commerce, thanks to all the businessmen and women, their offspring, all their friends, and Calvin Castine for bringing his cameras here for all these years. We've enjoyed it immensely, and we can't wait until number 26 comes along next year. Once again, I encourage your comments and suggestions for people who'd like to tell us where we might go and people we might interview. Oh, I just smelled some good coffee. And we also encourage you to write your generous check to help sustain this program, because we don't do it for big money. We do it because we love the North Country. If you want to see this program continue, you must help support our little corner by writing a check. Send it to Calvin Castine in care of Hometown Cable on the Ridge Road in Champlain. And who knows where we're going to be.